So in the last class, what we are discussing? We are discussing about the common source amplifier with resistive load. Okay. This common source amplifier. So we are discussing. So this is the common source amplifier. This is the load, and this is the voltage characteristics. So we have this amplifier is acting as an inverter circuit. When the input is low, this M1 device will be off, and total VDD will be appear at the output node, so that you will get like this. So once your input voltage reaches the threshold voltage of this device, then this fellow starts conduction. Immediately goes to saturation. So then what happened? So the current from the supply VDD will pull down. Okay. Then the drop across the RD is going to be established. Therefore, the output voltage will be reducing fastly. At the suppose input voltage increases more than the VTH, let us say 1.8, at which the voltage is V in 1. So when the V in 1, the point you can say A. So this is the this device is going to the deep triode region. So that deep triode region, this is look like this. Means the VTH, that means gate and drain between the VTH is established. So that is the this one. Okay, we already discussed these things. We need to discuss once again. Okay, so and the output equation, output voltage equation, this is V out is equal to VDD minus. So resistance RD into the current in the saturation. So this is the equation, and this is the so whenever the V output is equal to V in 1 minus VTH, then the equation has been changed like this. So next one is yes. So whenever your V in minus VTH and hence the V out, suppose this is the calculation, V out is equal to VDD minus this one, you can substitute in the deep triode region. In place of this one, you can write substitute the V in minus VTH, V out. Okay. So this is the deep triode region. The condition is the same condition used here. Yes, now. So whenever the diode is working, the transistor is M1 is in the working in the deep triode region. So I can replace your transistor, M1 transistor. I can replace your M1 transistor. So see, here is a variable resistor, voltage variable resistor, R. So whenever this voltage variable resistor R, so generally this is equivalent circuit. Already we were discussed in the first module. So this is the equivalent circuit of the device. So this is the input voltage V in what you are applying. This is the gate. This is the source. This is the drain. This is the drain. Okay, and this is the RD is the resistance. So this is the current source, different current source, whose value GM into V1. So whose value depends on the input voltage. Okay, this is the equivalent circuit. Okay, from this small signal model, and this is the diode, that means your CS amplifier equivalent when it is working in the triode region, because only one device, deep triode, only because one device is there. So I can say only this is the one device, M1 is in the triode region. I can replace like this. So what is this with this one? Okay, so what, say next one. Since the transconductance means GM drops in the triode region, generally GM is valid for the saturation region. But here I am telling you, since the transconductance is drops in the triode region, we usually ensure that the V out, your output voltage, is greater than V in minus VTH. This is the effective voltage, you can say. V in minus VTH. Generally, output voltage, where you are tracking the output, in between the drain and source, VDS. You are tracking the output voltage in between the drain and source. So that this is the condition. VDS is greater than VN. VN means VGS minus VTH. Which region it is operates? Saturation. Okay. So and hence the current operates to the left point of the A. So in the circuit, in the characteristic curve, so in the characteristic curve, yes. Yeah. In this one, so take this A. For the A, left is this much, right is this much. So it means this is the, what is this one? This is what? Saturation. This is the cutoff. This is saturation. This is the triode. Okay. So that, so your trans work in the left side of the point A region. Point A region. Yes. So then what happened? So now the equation 3.3. 3.3 means V out equation. V out is equal to, so VDD minus RD into ID. So where ID is the current for the saturation region. So view the slope of, see, this is the equation, you know. This is the already we took this equation earlier. This is 3.3. So VDD minus, so half mu. I think here forget to write the RD value. Please excuse me. Okay. Here I forgot to write the RD value. Otherwise, this is the voltage, this is the current. How can you subtract voltage, current from this voltage? Okay. So I forgot to write the RD value. So now, if you substitute here, so otherwise here you can write the RD value after second term. Okay. So then, since V out is greater than V minus VTH here, this condition, what happened? So I want to differentiate this equation. With respect to the Vn. Already Vn is here. Okay. So then you will get the change in output voltage with respect to change in input voltage. It is nothing but the gain. It is nothing but the voltage gain. Am I correct? Change in output voltage with respect to change in input voltage is nothing but the gain of the device, gain of the amplifier. Which gain? Voltage gain. So that I am going to differentiate this equation, the first equation in the slide, with respect to the in Vin. Then this is called the dou V out by dou Vin is nothing but AV, voltage gain. Voltage gain. Small signal voltage gain. Small signal voltage gain is equal to, see, here is the two terms are there. In the first term, there is no V in term, so that it is 0. Differentiation, this becomes constant. So the constant differentiation is 0. So that this 0 minus, okay, here RD into this much is there. So that here RD is multiplied with this one. Then square it becomes the 2 into 1 by 2 and 2 multiplication cancel each other. Then remains this one. So I think here also problem is scaring term. Please remove the scare term. Okay, let that this small mistake again consider. Okay, so remove this scare term. Just you remember AV is equal to minus RD into mu n CO x W by L into Vn minus VTH. So generally, so minus sign, take the minus sign. So RD value, take the RD value. But what is the mu n into CO x W by L into Vn minus VTH? That is the GM value. This is the GM value. So that you can write, you can replace this as the GM value. Yes, forget about the scaring term. Okay, this is the GM value. We already defined in the first one, GM. So then this total expression you can write as minus GM into RT. Minus GM into RT. Okay, so where GM is the transconductance and RT is the load resistance. So this is what voltage gain. So from this equation, what can you understand? What could be the significance of this GM and RD value? I think from this value I can understand one thing. What is that? Your gain is proportional to the GM and RD. GM and RD. So the gain value can be increased with the GM value increases, or your gain can be increases with the what RD value. But increasing of the resistance value is difficult. So that leave it aside. Come to the GM. What is the GM equation? So GM equation is COX W by L into V n minus VTH. Out of that, V n COX W by L all are constants assumed. Then what is inside the bracket? V n minus VTH. So VTH also constant. Then V in what? Your gain is not constant because even though small changes of input voltage, then your gain will change. Generally, we don't want like that. We whatever the gain we are achieving from an amplifier or a circuit, it must be constant. But here, clear cut you from this last equation, I can assume that your gain is AV is varying with the input. Generally, input voltage is nothing but it is definitely there is a fluctuations. Of course, not the same input. Whatever the DC are supplying, definitely it is having fluctuations. Okay, amplitude may be changes. Okay, so that this is my biggest disadvantage in this equation. What? This equation means what? These equations are related to the common source with the load resistance. Load resistance. The biggest disadvantage. Okay, so next one. So from C means what? This one. The picture. So where the CS amplifier I can represent it with the M1 is replaced with the variable resistor. Okay. From the C, I can what is that one? So since you were in the figure C, your transistor M1 is replaced with the voltage variable resistor. Voltage variable resistor. I hope you understand. I remember this one. So M1 is what is the M1? M1 is a device or a transistor, MOS transistor, which can convert the whatever the input signal Vi into the corresponding GM value. How can you say GM value? Because GM value is holding the in value. Understand? Okay, your transistor, whatever the transistor, I replaced the transistor with the voltage variable resistor. Okay. So what is the input for that? Input Vin. Vin is what about VGS. Whatever the input voltage you are feeding to that, so the change in the input voltage, then the device will correspondingly change the current, thereby correspondingly change in the GM value. Thereby your voltage gain will change. Okay, so there is a corresponding changes. So, but we don't want this one. Now go to the remember this one, leave it as it is. From the figure C, I can write like this: V out is equal to minus GM into RD into change in input value. So if you go to the back, the figure D, yes, this is the figure D. So in this is what? Small signal model for this device or for from this amplifier. From this I can write this output V out is equal to. So drop across RD. So RD into, so current is going this side. Please make it to bring this side. Then I can put the minus. Okay, what is the current value? So GM into V1. Okay, so what is the V1? This is the V1. So V1 is equal to, what is that? So your input voltage. Then V out is equal to, so minus RD GM into, so V in. Okay, so then your gain AV is equal to, so V out by V in is equal to minus, GM into RD. I think both are same. So you are calculated from the current equation. You got minus GM into RD as the voltage gain formula, and from the small signal analysis, same thing. From the figure C also you got the same thing. V out is equal to, what is it for? So so minus this RD value is multiplied with the GM into V, change in VI. How can you write this GM here? Means since, because in this picture nowhere you can see the GM value, but I told you, so because of change in input voltage, there is a corresponding change in ID. So there is a corresponding change in the GM value. That's why I took the GM value here. Okay. So, and this is the load resistance. This is the way you can calculate the same thing. Got my point? Yes. So AV is equal to minus GM and RD predicts certain effects in the circuit, senses in the logs. Whatever the gain, I already explained that. So because when the voltage swing is swing is changes, okay, then what happened? Your AV value changes. Since GM depends on the GM value this much, so gain substantially if the signal is large, okay. So then what happened? Or if the gain varies significantly with the signal swing, then the signal operates in the large signal. This is called the non-linear. How to minimize the non-linearity? Non-linearity. Whenever your gain is not constant, that's called the non-linear. If it varies with the input signal means, so maybe you cannot get any straight line or any something. Maybe different line. So that what to do? How to overcome this non-linear? Non-linearity. Whenever the signal swing is large, yesterday I think I already told you, this is my load line. If the signal is operating in this region, no issue. So if the signal goes above this linear, suppose this region, suppose this is my signal, then no problem because within this limit only it is there, so that it can be having the amplification like this. Suppose the signal is like this portion will not become here because so this is beyond the above the linear difference, or this may be the below the. So these effects are called the non-linear. So what is saying? If the gain varies significantly with the signal swing. What is the meaning of signal swing? Input voltage swing. Swing means this is the swing. This is the swing. If it is less, no problem. If it is more, then whatever, your signal maybe goes to the non-linear direction. Then you will get the non-linear gain. Non-linear gain means your gain is not constant. So generally you want a constant gain. Okay. So later, see, to minimize the non-linear effect of gain, equation should be weak from the function. Of course. So from this you can understand, from this, or from this you can understand anything. So because your gain value is so minus GM into RD. In this, so your signal, your gain should be constant. To make it constant, so whatever the GM you have, that must be you must keep it less dependency on the input. Less dependency on the, that is I wrote here. So there is a weak function of GM. Your AV should be weak function of GM. If it is very dependency of the AV on the GM very less, then you will get linear gain. Linear gain. That is the. So now, how can we maximize the gain? How can we maximize the gain? So the gain can be maximized because we know this equation. Just now we derived. In this equation, AV is equal to minus. What is the GM value? The GM formula already I defined one thing. That is the mu n CVH W by L into V n minus VTH. But later, two more equations I already we discussed. One is the square root of 2 mu n CVH W by L into ID. This much. This is the GM value. And this is the RT value. RT means what? So resistance value, load resistance value. I can write this RT value as voltage across the resistor divided with the current to the resistor. Am I correct? So this is the RT value. So suppose here voltage is, you can say VRT. Okay. So then the current is passing, this one is ID. Then ratio of these two is nothing but this side. So that, so G in the place of GM, I wrote square root of 2 mu n CVH W by L into ID. That's it. The next one, in place of RD, I wrote this one. What is the part? Voltage by current. Voltage divided with the current in the resistor. So this is the minus, same thing. I can write this ID because it's in the root. Okay. I would like to bring it outside. Then how can I write this one? Root ID. Okay. And similarly, this ID I can write as a root ID to root ID. Then one root ID, that root ID will cancel. Then the equation is minus 1 minus square root of 2 mu n C x W by L into VRD by 2IT. So here, so this by this way, I think from this you can observe from this equation you can observe this one. What is the one? The magnitude of AV voltage gain depends on W by L and ID square root of ID and voltage across the diode. So let us say all these are constants. Whenever you are thinking all these are constants, then 1, 2, 3 parameters I took. So your voltage gain now depends on the what? W by L and RD value, VRD value and ID value. Square root of ID value, not ID directly. Square root. Okay. So with the increase of suppose what happened if W by L ratio increases? What is the meaning of W by L? Aspect ratio. Aspect ratio of the device increases. What happens? So whenever you have a large W by L ratio, then you will get the large device capacitance. Device capacitance. No, don't worry. Okay. So keep it aside. Out of 3 factors, keep this one aside. So next, increasing VR voltage across the RD. So limits the maximum voltage. So which limits the maximum voltage. Clear? So it cannot. That means it cannot allow the maximum voltage. It will limit certain maximum voltage value. Okay, minimum to maximum. Okay, the swing is in always in between that. So which limits the maximum value of the input. So for the see, this is my condition. For example, VDD minus VRD is equal to Vin minus VTH. Okay, then which allows very small swing at output. Suppose VDD minus VRD. That is nothing but what? VDD minus VRD means in this device, this is the V out. This is the VDD. This is the RD. So I am talking about this minus drop across this fellow. It's nothing but this fellow only. Okay, is equal to Vin minus VTH. This is the Vin. This is the VTH of the device. So this may be equal to this one, maybe VDS. Okay, means maximum here and here potential drops are same. Then the voltage limit is that means swing is very small. And if VRD is constant, suppose this is constant. Now ID is decreases. Then what happened? So output node time. So what happened? If ID is decreases, then RD must be increases. So whenever ID is decreases, RD must be increased. Suppose RD is increases, what happened? What is the problem? Time constant problem. Time constant. At the output node, this is your output node. At this output node, the time constant means what? RD, resistance into capacitance. So this is the resistance value more means time constant T is equal to R into C. If R is more, time constant is more. So means delay is more. Delay is more. That is the problem. For large values of RD, channel length modulation will come into the picture. Okay. So anyhow, so whenever underline this one. So whenever for large values of RD, channel length modulation, whatever the derivations we have done so far, all are without channel length modulation. Okay. If you consider channel length modulation, so definitely this equation again modified. Yes. So this is the again 3.3 equation earlier without this factor is there. Yeah. This is the 3.3 equation. For the CS amplifier, output voltage equation is VDD minus RD into 1 by 2 mu n COX W by L into Vin minus
Hello. Madam.
మధ్యలో సిగ్నల్ ఏమైనా డ్రాప్ ఉందేమో నేను
Okay.
సార్కి కాల్ చేస్తాను.
Okay, madam. Okay.
ఓకే.
Okay. So, with the inclusion of the body, sorry, channel modulation. So the equation 3.3 can be modified like this. Then for the same equation, if differentiate the V out with respect to the V in, then so these two terms will come. This is the one term, this is one more term. Okay. So then, this is the 1 by 2 mu n COX W by L into V in minus VTH whole square into lambda. This value you can write as 1 by R naught. 1 by R naught. Then, so AV is equal to, so minus RD is the GM, minus RD by R naught into AV is the AV. So this is the RD, this is the GM, this short is GM, okay, GM minus this is the RD. So this value is 1 by R naught into this the voltage gain. R naught into this. So device resistance. R naught is the device resistance. Now see, take the bring this one this side, then you will get the AV. You can take the common AV. Then AV is equal to minus GM into. So you can write this as so minus GM into. So RD is parallel with the R naught. RD is parallel with R naught. This RD is the what? Load resistance. This R naught is the device output resistance. Okay, so understand? So what is the difference between the earlier and now? Earlier, AV value is without channel length modulation, CLM, minus GM into RD only. Now it is modified as minus GM into your RD is parallel with the R naught. With the inclusion of the channel length modulation. So see here is a, I will modify our small signal model. Earlier this was not there. Now this is added. Now you can write the same thing from this one also. What is the V out? V out is equal to from this picture. V out is equal to. So this current plus this current plus this current. Okay. So V out is equal to what is the one? 1 by RD plus 1 by RD plus 1 by R naught plus 1 by GM into B in V1. No, sorry, this is only GM. That is sorry, 1 by RD plus 1 by R naught plus voltage. This is what? GM into V1. Okay. So this is minus V naught is equal to this current should be right. This one, these two are parallel. These two are parallel, and make this current in this side, then you will get the drop. This current, this side means negative sign will come. So that's why I put minus sign here. So GM into V1. What is the V1? V1 is nothing but input voltage. Input voltage. So then your gain is equal to minus GM into parallel combination of these two. Okay. So this is the what? This is what? Gain equation of CS amplifier with considering the channel length modulation. Earlier, whatever the equations are without channel length modulation. Now with channel length modulation. So I think a small difference between there and here. That is where only RD will come. Here the RD is parallel with the RD. So whenever the two resistors are in parallel combination, what is the effective value? Always the least one. Yes. That is the story about common source amplifier with the load resistance. The next one is in place of load RD, I'm going to use the diode. Why? This is the reason. This is the reason. There is a difficulty in the resistance manufacture. In the silicon area, IC application, resistance almost we are going to negligible. We are trying to neglect the using of the resistors. Reason is resistors application is difficult. First reason. Second reason is mostly the resistors occupies the more area. So due to this, most of the time the designer is always is trying to avoid the resistors. Suppose if not possible, definitely we will keep it as is. Otherwise, he will try to compensate, replace the resistor with the another base. Okay, so that is my problem. Due to the difficulty in the fabrication of resistor, here we replace the RD with the MOS. When a gate and drain of MOS device tied together, gate and drain, if it joined together, it acts as a diode. It acts as a small signal resistor. It can act as a diode and resistor now just as a resistor. So this is my NMOS device, source, drain, gate. Now gate and drain are joined. Now this can act as a resistor. This is the PMOS device. This is the source. This is the drain. This is the gate. Gate and the drain are joined. If you join wherever possible, then the device is acting as a what? Small signal. So it can act as a load. So you know the fabrication of the MOSFET. It's very simple job. But fabrication of resistor is complex job. What you are fabricating here? This is the diode only. Sorry, device only. MOSFET only. But this MOSFET is acting as a. So that is the. Okay. So now, what is the equivalent circuit of this fellow? This is the equivalent circuit. What happened? This is the gate. This is the source. This is the drain. Earlier, this connection is not there. There is no connection between the gate and the drain. But now, because you join gate and drain, this connection is there. Remaining things are same. R0 and GM into V1 same. So to find the values, you can apply a voltage source for the analysis purpose. So here is Vx is applied. Vx is applied. So because of this Vx, there is a current of Ix. Okay. So this Vx, 1, 2, all are parallel. This everything is parallel. So in parallel, voltage is same. So that here is voltage is Vx. So that V1 and Vx both are same. V1 is equal to Vx. Because it's a parallel circuit. In parallel branches, voltage is same. Okay. Anyhow, find the Ix current. Ix is equal to this current plus this current. This is open circuit so that there is no current this side. Okay. So Ix current is equal to this current plus this current. There is no current because of open circuit. So that what is this current? Gm into V1. What is this current? Voltage, you know, Vx by R0. So in place of V1, I can write the Vx. Then take the common Vx. Then Vx by Ix is the resistance seen from this side is equal to 1 by, so 1 by R0 plus Gm. So that is equal to R0 by 1 plus Gm into R0 approximately, because Gm value is high. I can neglect this 1. Okay. So then R0 by Gm into R0, then it is 1 by G. Understand or not? So the resistance value is 1 by Gm. But my point or not? Huh? Understand? So this is the equivalent circuit for this one. Gate and drain are joined. So voltage Vx is applied and Ix will find to know the resistance value here. This side. What is the resistance value got? 1 by Gm. So whatever the load resistor, okay, we don't know the value. Earlier its value is RD. RD is in kilo ohms. Now, instead of RD, in place of RD, we took this connection. So with this connection, the resistance it offers this amount of resistance. It offers this much amount of resistance. Understand? Okay. This is the okay with body effect. Suppose for the same circuit, this is the equivalent circuit without body effect. Suppose if you connect the if you consider the body effect, then what happens? For the same circuit, the body effect is added. Then this is your circuit. This is the body. So whenever you consider the body effect, this will come into the picture. The body effect portion. Already you know in the last module. So this is the GMB into VBS. VBS is nothing but here voltage. Between the body and the source. This is the source and this is the body. So between that there is a Vx. Okay. So whenever you consider the body effect, then the equivalent circuit will change like this. Here. So next. Now your V1 and Vx relation is +2 minus -2 plus. If you go like this, okay, then V1 and Vx both are, because this is ground, so that you can join like this. Okay, so then what is the relation between the Vx and V1? So V1 is equal to minus Vx. And VBS, what is the relation between the VBS? So VBS also minus Vx. Now write the current Ix value. This is the Ix current is equal to same this current plus this current plus this current. This current, this side current, no current. Because of open here. So three currents. One current is Vx by R naught. This is the current. This side is Vx by R naught. Okay. And this current is these two are current sources. So that GM into V1 plus GMB into VBS. GMB into VBS. So here is VBS is Vx and V1 is Vx. So substitute those values, then Vx by Ix is equal to 1 by this one. Otherwise, you can write 1 by R naught is parallel with, because all are parallel combination. So 1 by, so GM, not 1 by GM. 1 by R naught is parallel with GM is parallel with GMB. Then this is the equation. So finally, so whenever you are, that means these two are parallel combination you are taking. So generally GM value, GMB values are high. This R naught value is less. So that as already I told you, whenever you put the two resistors in parallel combination, the effective one result is nothing but always lower one, approximately lower one. So here is since the R naught is small, okay, R naught is small, sorry, 1 by GM and R is small because GM is high, 1 by GM is high, 1 by GM is low. So that this value is approximately this is the with body effect. With body effect. So impedance seen from the M1 source is small when we consider the body effect. Is that small? So that's why whenever you are considering the body effect, then whatever the, for example, this is your device. Yeah, here is a this is the load. So then you can say this is my your M1 transistor. So the impedance seen from the M1 source, this is from here. If you see the impedance, since the body effect is considered, the impedance value is small. Impedance value is small. Generally, the impedance, input impedance of the device must be high. Understand? Any doubt? What I'm trying to? So this is the diode connected load. You can write connect like this. This is your M1 transistor. This is M1 transistor. You can collect the output here, V out. This is the V in. So for this entire one, this is the circuit. Okay, only for upper one. So lower one will see that. But anyhow, so in this circuit, if you see the load, sorry, impedance from this terminals M1 source, then because of this body effect, this fellow offers very little resistance. Okay, so now, and one more thing is, and one more thing is, that's it. Yeah, that is the, now what to do? So now you start to with the CS amplifier with the diode connected load, gain calculation as well as gain calculation and as well as with the channel modulation and with channel modulation. Okay, so that is the yes. So now you can express your doubts. You can express your doubts. Hello? Hello? Any doubts?
No, sir.
Okay, so today in the today class, two concepts we have studied. First concept is earlier CS with load resistance. Okay, the calculations are without the gain calculation without channel modulation. Today with channel modulation together, and later how to improve the gain. So gain generally what happened? The gain should be a constant. But earlier, whatever the equations we have, okay, so from that the gain mostly depends on the input value. Whenever the input voltage changes, gain changes. Definitely, the gain formula is changing V out by changing V in, no doubt. But we want constant gain. Constant. So for that, what to do? So we are going to do. So instead of the GM value equation, what is it one V and C X divided by L P minus H whole square. And another two GM equation we derived in the first one. So we took one, that is the square root of 2 into V and C X divided by L into ID. Okay. So if you take the value, okay, and substitute the gain equation, then what happens? So now your gain is depends on the W by L and we are voltage across the load resistance and the ID value. What is the issues with suppose to increase the gain, you can increase the W value, but it leads to more device capacities, large device capacities. You can increase the VRD. When will you get the voltage across the RD more if RD value is more? But it goes to what? Large time constant. Yeah, large time constant. Literally large time constant. So only the thing is ID. How to decrease the ID or how to improve the ID? Again, that depends on the RD value. So keep in that one, in what way you can optimize the gain. And moreover, later, one more thing. Yes. Due to the problems of the RD, we never use the resistor at the load in the VLSI. We always, the load is also one more device, mass device. So mass device, if you connect the diode connected mass device, or take the mass device, join the gate and drain, then that device will act as a small signal resistor. So today we derived that small signal resistor value with and without body balance. Now with these considerations, you can start the analysis of finding the what gain for the this CS amplifier with the diode connected. Understand? Yes. So if no doubt, I will stop here.